What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at some spice battles that helped me climb all the way to 36 elo, put me in the top 150 on the leaderboard. And I really didn't plan to actually climb with this team, but I did know that Flygon had a lot of potential. We're going to take a real quick look at why, and then we're going to be jumping on into some of these battles. We're going to head over to PvPoke, looking at the Ultra Premier Cup, and we're going to look at Flygon right here. And the Shadow Flygon's even better. You can look at that on your own time, but we're going to show you regular Flygon because I don't have a Shadow Flygon as is. So it goes 30 and 31. You can see it doesn't have a 500 battle rating. That's because there are so many hard losses, things that are, fairy types, and things that are ice types are just going to destroy it. However, here's where it gets real interesting. Let's just add one Dragon Tail. Say you get just the smallest amount of farm down possible. A win rate 41 and 20, absolutely insane right here. 41 and 20, and then we'll go ahead and just let's give a realistic farm down, right? three Dragon Tails, 45 and 16. Are you kidding me? That's just stupid. So I had to try one out. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these battles to see how it actually was in action. So Flygon into Shadow Dragonite. Flygon is my only dragon type answer, to be honest, because I'm not running Blizzard on my Samurott. I am running Megahorn. So I'm going to be protecting this thing and just going for the farm down. What I wanted to do is make them try to throw at the proper timing, and they didn't throw at the proper timing. So I basically got a free Dragon Tail through, which is why my Flygon still has so much health. So in comes a Ferrothorn. Going to hit him with the Earth Power. Does quite a bit of damage, able to get them into the yellow already. And they're going to have to throw some energy. Of course, I'm just going to be able to put my Talonflame on this Ferrothorn. Talonflame, a very hard answer here, doing double super effective damage. In the back, going to be a Galarian Stunfisk. I'm going to go ahead and farm up and bank the Flame Charge and come in with my Samurott. Now, Samurott can survive one Earthquake. It will do a ton of damage. I'm going to go ahead and let it go through. It is the Earthquake, so now things get interesting. Going to be throwing the Hydro Cannon, making sure to throw in the middle of the Mud Shot. Very important here. And it does, of course, grab the first shield. They're going to be throwing again. Now I am trusting Samurott to be able to tank a Rock Slide. And we do barely with 1 HP. And that's where I'm telling you, like, throwing in the middle of their Mud Shot, super essential there. Allowed me to get to the next Hydro Cannon, like literally as that last Mud Shot was coming through. And now I can build up to the back-to-back Flame Charges here. Going to go ahead and shield up the Rock Slide. Of course, it would hit free double, super effective. It doesn't one-shot. But maybe it would put me in Power Whip range. So we're going to throw the first one. Unfortunately, not quite enough to take them out, but as long as I keep my Talonflame healthy, there's no way that Ferrothorn can ever take it out, even if they have Thunder, right? So we're just going to Incinerate down. My opponent knows it, and that's going to be GG's. Well played. All right, Flygon into Dragalge. Again, like, this is my Dragon type answer. There's so many Dragon type leads in the 32s and 3300s. Like, I know y'all saw a lot of those in my Gyarados video that I put out yesterday, and if you haven't seen that, it's my actual climb team went on an 18-game win streak and got me to the 32-64. This team just finished it out for me. So I went ahead and ate an Aqua Tail since I knew it would hit for neutral. I thought that I would survive and make it to another Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, we barely go down, so they're going to be able to throw a move here into my Samurott. I do have to respect the potential Outrage. It is an Aqua Tail bait, so good bait for my opponent. That means I can't farm down here. I'm going to have to throw a Hydro Cannon. No big deal. Still leaving with some energy on Samurott. And in comes a Trevenant. So we do have Megahorn, get there very, very quickly. We'll do about 50, maybe 60%. Yeah, about 60% there. So we get the Trevenant low. We can come in with Talonflame, shield once, and farm all the way down. They're going to be swapping out into Scrafty. And I just threw the wrong move here. Like, I should have gone Brave Bird. I got lucky though. I got lucky that they threw up a shield still. We can definitely still tank a foul play since I didn't Brave Bird. I'd have to show that if I would have Brave Birded. So now I just put up to 100 energy. Going to be throwing the first Brave Bird. I can throw one more Incinerate and I'll be at the Flame Charge or another Brave Bird. Doesn't really matter. They dump energy here. Seed Bomb probably takes me out, but they don't have the back-to-backs. So I can just get off the Flame Charge. Don't even need it. So GG's. Well played. Talonflame, of course, just really hard-walled that back line. So that was very fortunate of me. All right, Walrein lead. Absolute nightmare of a lead, but we do have two decent answers in the back. But then they answer my Samurott with the Tentacruel. So definitely not something my Samurott wants to see. Samurott, I think, is ranked number 10 on safe swaps for this cup. I found it to be pretty decent, but it does get hard-walled by a few things. Now, they are throwing Scald, telling me they probably have Blizzard as their second charge move. Otherwise, you just throw the Acid Spray or you throw the Sludge Wave. So Scald. Don't think they can farm me down, so they do throw again. That works out pretty well for me. We don't survive, so we don't get that Hydro Cannon off. So I wish I would have thrown the Hydro Cannon, but I guess it did entice them to throw a little bit earlier than they would have. And I still have to throw this Dragon Claw. I can't go for the farm down because if they get to the Blizzard, it's just going to one-shot, right? We take double super effective from Ice. So trusting in Talonflame with 2 shields. Can Talonflame sweep? Let's find out. Going for the first Flame Charge here to do some nice chip damage. Nobody's ever going to shield that. Brave Bird wouldn't have KO'd there. So gonna just be shielding up everything from this Walrein at this point. Kind of have to. I have to keep some health. But the fact that they're staying in is very good news for me. So actually I decided to let this one go, knowing they're going to easily reach another one right here. And at this point I'm going to go ahead and throw up the shield. So we'll see, what do they have in the back? Huh? They're staying in still. So very interesting. I'm like, man, like, how do you not want your Walrein aligned on my Flygon? I was thinking maybe a Scavalier, but then they let the Flame Charge go, and it's going to be a Charmer. So another hard answer for Flygon. Unfortunately, Flygon only really had one place to go, and it was against that Tentacruel. So we're going to be able to get a second Flame Charge off right here, which would do a ton of damage since I am super boosted. But of course, it grabs the shield. Flygon will be able to make it to the Earth Power. And honestly, it makes it super close here. Super duper close. Puts him into the red, but just not quite enough. And even if I had Earthquake instead of Earth Power, we wouldn't have made it to Earthquake. So, GG's. Well played. Made it close at least. Definitely a tough team. Alright, into the next one. By the way, I guess I should mention, I went 13-2 with the team. I feel weird bragging about the elo and the wins because, like, this... I don't think it's going to be a consistent team. If you're looking for something spicy that might provide some climbs, go for it. But I don't know that it's going to be consistent. Even though Flygon looks really good on paper, of course, some of that's going to be bait dependent. And it's just so weak to ice, and it's hard to overcome that. Walrein does exist. Walrein's not completely dead, right? As much as I wish it was. Anyways, I overfarm here. I forgot how spammy Politoed is. So they end up getting the Weather Ball off before I get the Dragon Claw. It does actually kind of cost me here. I wish I would have thrown that Dragon Claw. We are going to be able to make it to the Mega Horn. We are, of course, going to be resisting the Weather Balls. We do have to watch out for a Earthquake, but that connects. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I can tank an Earthquake. I'm going to go ahead and let it go. As long as my Talonflame's not having to see this Politoed, we're in a pretty good situation here. Out comes the Skuntank, going for the Hydro Cannon. Mega Horn does do slightly more, by the way, but it is less energy efficient. In neutral situations. So, you know, typically Hydro Cannon is the right play. You're going to see a couple games where I throw Mega Horn over Hydro Cannon. So we'll take a look at those. I'm going to just build up to 100. They do get a second crunch off here. I wanted to respect the first one because it could have been Sludge Bomb. They didn't get the defense drop, so I was able to throw the next Incinerate, knowing that next crunch wouldn't be lethal. Now I'm going to be able to Brave Bird here. And Politoed has no fast move pressure, right? Mudshot double or single resisted here. I'll just get another Brave Bird off, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right. Jumping on into the next battle. Going to have Flygon up against a Shadow Machamp. So, Shadow Machamp technically can beat Talonflame. I think it technically beats all three of these, if I'm being honest. So again, I'm trying to force them to throw at good timing, just tapping on through. Not clicking my Dragon Claw immediately, throwing at proper timing myself. This Dragon Claw would do a ton. And you can already see how much these Dragon Tails are doing. I recognize I can likely 2-shield through this and just farm all the way down. So that's what I'm actually going to be trying to do here. 1 more, 2 more, 3 more. They're going to get to the move, but we snipe with the Fury Cutters. We needed the 1-turn move. Even though it's resisted, it was enough to take out the Machamp. And out comes an Excadrill. Really cool. By the way, Excadrill actually rated higher than Galarian Stunfisk in this cup. I don't know that it's better, but really interesting to see people try it out. Going to be able to hit it with the Hydro Cannon. They let it go through. Out comes Nidoqueen. We're going to easily make it to 2 more Hydro Cannons, unless, of course, they throw their Poison Fangs. So we'll see if they understand how spammy Samurott really is. And no, they don't. They don't. This doesn't one-shot, but it does put them very low. The game's over at this point. I had the Earth Power, too. I could have comboed with the Earth Power. So they have a chance to see my third, because I did make that mistake there, but they just stopped tapping. So GG's. Well played. Didn't even have to show the Talonflame there. Even after having a Shadow Machamp lead, which is technically tough. Good lead here. Battles the next day. So that was me finishing the night after I had my 18-game win streak with Gyarados. And now we are on to the next day. Coming out with a Mandibuzz. I didn't really know what to do here, so I decided to chip with the Dragon Claw. It does a little bit of damage. Coming in with Talonflame now, hoping that was enough. That Talonflame can just close this out. Probably should have just swapped immediately to Talonflame, right? Because then I can start ramping up my flame charges quicker, making my Incinerates do more. Instead, I gave them the energy lead, and it's not the greatest decision. Because now I'm trying to throw at proper timing. I'm going to end up going for the Brave Bird instead. I figured I can get to 2 Brave Birds. If I need to throw up a shield, I can. Brave Bird's actually not even lethal. It was a Nidoqueen lead though. I know I don't really need Switch here, and if it's another Dark type, then my Scrafty, spoiler alert, my Samurott should do pretty good against another Dark type. Oh my goodness, spoiler alert. Going for the Hydro Cannon here, so here in comes Nidoqueen. Pretty dead giveaway. That's a Dark type. They let the Hydro go, trusting in their Scrafty to close it out. But I have two pretty much full health Pokemon. Power Up Punch coming through. They're looking to just ramp up and go through my whole team. Going to be very careful with my timing again, throwing in the middle of their counter, making sure to only give them 1 free turn. They eat the next Hydro Cannon, which is wild to me. I guess they don't want to have to eat an Earth Power in game, but at this point they're pretty much in Dragon Claw range, so I can just shield up whatever they throw here in case they do go for the foul play. Of course, it's only the Power Up Punch, but I have energy. I might as well use my shields at some point. Going to be going for the Dragon Claw now. Dragon Claw does get the final shield, and we are almost at the next one. So again, just going to use my shield, likely just a pup, and it is. The pup plus the counters might have been enough to take me out anyways. Flygon not super bulky, like somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle. Dragon Claw takes out. So GG's, well played. Alright, Flygon into a shiny Gallade. It's very cool to see here in this meta. Had no clue how this was going to play out. Obviously, I would prefer to have this on my Talonflame, but I don't really want to see it with Samurott, since Samurott would take super effective from the Leaf Blades. And you can see that Dragon Claw just did way too much. At this point, I can shield once and just farm down. Again, proper timing helped me out there though, right? Because they end up, what, 1 turn short of another move there. So if I ever gave them any extra turns there, they would have got to another Leaf Blade. Out comes an Escavalier. We do grab a shield with the Earth Power. I didn't want them to build up energy. Even though I could align it on Talonflame, I decided to be aggressive in case they have something else weak to Flygon in the back. And I'm going to be coming in with Samurott. I thought maybe they'd pivot out. But I guess like at this level, people understand. If you're bringing in, like if you're pivoting, you probably have a harder answer in the back. Like people get that. That's fine though. I can come in with Talonflame after waiting my clock. Worst case, I get to Brave Bird something. Or I get to throw a Brave Bird into something. And it's kind of a nightmare. It's a Swampert. I really wish I would have just kept alignment here. Really wish I would have kept alignment. Going for the Brave Bird. Of course, it does grab the shield. Coming in with my Flygon. They're going to outpace me for sure before I make it to the Earth Power. So I got to let this go. Coming in with my Talonflame again. You know how spammy Swampert is. You know how spammy it is. But I want to force them to throw, right? If I eat the first Hydro Cannon, then they don't throw the next one until they're at the back-to-backs. So by shielding the first, that one, like I'm for sure getting at least 1 free turn. So there is a little bit of strategy behind it. Like if you know you're gonna have to eat a move, you still want to shield the first one, as long as that's not allowing them to get to the nuke. And then 1 more Incinerate takes out the Escav. So GG's, well played. Because even taking one more mud shot there would have been close to being bad. It wouldn't have quite done it. All right, so Shadow Gyarados lead. I swapped out immediately, mostly out of panic. I'm like, what? I run Gyarados in this cup all the time, and I completely forgot about it. Luckily, we CMP tie the Venusaur here, and we win CMP. So now we can go ahead and let this Frenzy go. They do Vine Whip us down. I can come in with Talonflame. I was really hoping I could just incinerate all the way down after shielding once, but you're gonna see it's just no way. So I do end up throwing up a shield here because I know I gotta keep some health on this. And then I build up to 100. I'm like, man, they're gonna get to another Sludge Bomb. So I gotta go ahead and throw the Flame Charge. Can't even undercharge it. Don't want them to get to that Sludge Bomb. And out comes a Machamp. So I know that they know their Gyarados is their win con. I'm just going to go straight for the Brave Bird, get this Machamp out of here. Now it's 2v1. So now we've kind of leveled the tables. However, we do still have to deal with the Core Breaker. I'm coming in with Flygon. Because I didn't want to get Dragon Breath down with my Talonflame. And they do have to throw energy. So I was really worried there. I was like, man, if they farm me all the way down, it's just game over. But they did have to throw there. And now we're just going to make it to another Brave Bird. I probably could have made it to the Brave Bird and then swapped. But I think it worked out. I think it worked out better this way. So GG's, well played. All right, Skarmory leads. So again, bit of a core breaker. We don't want to see it on Flygon. Resist everything from Flygon. It's not great to have Samurott on it since they are double resisting our fast move, but Fury Cutter doesn't do the bulk of the damage anyways. It's the Hydro Cannons. So they throw the Sky Attack. They swap out into Scrafty. I was looking at Sims on Scrafty, and I noticed that really you need one Hydro Cannon and one Mega Horn to ever KO a Scrafty. Plus the Fury Cutters. 2 Hydro Cannons would never do it. So that Mega Horn made sense. I wasn't for sure that the Hydro Cannon would do it since, like, obviously I was getting less Fury Cutters in. And I still don't think it does. I think it does like 33%. So I think I needed 2 Mega Horns there. Maybe I could have made it to 3 Hydros and that would have been better. I'm not sure that I could have. How much? Mega Horn is 55, I believe. Hydro Cannon's 45. Let me double check. Before I'm telling y'all wrong, I'm gonna check myself. Oh, not here. Into Scrafty. Okay. So yeah, Hydro Cannon is 40. Mega Horn's 55. So I made it to 2 Mega Horns. That's 110. I would need 120 for 3 Hydro. So I'm still not sure that would have made it. Anyways, Cofagrigus here. Shadow Ball coming through. We're just going to keep Flame Charger. We're just 2 shielding our Talon and hoping for the best, right? That's all we can do here when there's that Skarmory. They let that one go. Out comes the Skarmory. We're going to be able to make it to another Flame Charge. Now, this was not great timing. They do get basically a whole air slash through right there. But we're going to continue ramping up the Incinerate damage here. And I'm going to be throwing up a shield. Luckily, Skarmory doesn't get to charge moves too quickly. And look at this. Already had another Flame Charge. That's going to be taking out the Skarmory. We still got a little bit of health on our Flygon if we need it for the Cofagrigus. But one more Incinerate's going to do it anyways. So GG's, well played. All right, jumping into the next battle. Flygon up against a Cofagrigus lead this time. Higher I climbed, more Cofagrigus I saw. I'm jealous of all these Cofagrigus. I did not get enough XL candies. I got over 200, but I think you need all 296 and maybe the hundo. I'm not actually sure. Anyways, I'm going to go straight for the Earth Power. Cofagrigus is bulky enough. They're a big boy. They can tank it, right? They're going to no shield, and they do, which is beautiful. We get the defense drop too. I decide if they're staying in that long, maybe they're weak to Flygon in the back. So I do go ahead and catch the next Shadow Ball onto my Samurott, and we get a hefty resisted farm down there. Out comes an Alolan Ninetales, and I'm very thankful Flygon is not seeing this. But it makes you wonder, like, what do they have in the back that does not want to see Samurott? Of course, they are resisting the Fury Cutters here. We're going to be dumping these Hydro Cannons. We do grab one shield and connect with the next one. We can align our Talonflame here. Of course, they'll get to a Weather Ball, but it's going to be their own Talonflame in the back. I'm going to be able to go straight for the Brave Bird. Generally, they're going to respect it, but that's perfectly fine because we have this, like, almost full health Flygon. We're resisting all the fire type moves here. So we're going to have to Brave Bird my Flygon. And in the meantime, I'm just going to get it lower with the Dragon Tails and the Dragon Claws. Putting them into the yellow. They do Brave Bird. Good by them. But I think a Flame Charge is going to take out from here. So yeah, they farm up extra here. I think they're at 100. Okay, yeah, that Incinerate takes out. If they were at 100, that was risky. I should have just done the Flame Charge. But anyways, we're going to Flame Charge this thing here. One more Incinerate will take out. Weather Ball. Yeah, we would have been able to survive a couple more charges. So I should have just thrown the Flame Charge anyways, but whatever. Into the next one. Flygon into a Dragonite lead. So we've seen this a couple times. Well, we saw the Shadow Dragonite earlier. So we'll see how the regular Dragonite plays out. They try to catch onto Walrein. I'm able to immediately swap out into my Talonflame. Argument to be made. Maybe I should have brought in Samurott since we'd be hitting it for neutral with everything. Fury Cutter and Mega Horn while resisting the Powder Snows. But hey, it is what it is. We came in here. I guess the reason I was thinking that is because Dragonite was already a little bit low. I figured a Hydro Cannon would just about KO, and you can get to the Hydro Cannon on Samurott a lot more quickly than you can get to any move on Talonflame. So in my head, it makes sense. I think I come back in. Yeah, definitely with Flygon here, right? And I don't throw immediately. I wanted to challenge them to throw first, but then I am going to eventually throw my Dragon Claw. They throw up a shield. At this point, I'm like, I can Fury Cutter that down. Like, no reason to shield a Flygon at this health. We're gonna put it all on Samurott. And we'll get to a move here. I am gonna shield it up. It could be the superpower. I believe they have enough energy. Gonna be a Dragon Claw. That's perfectly fine. And in the back, going to be a Galarian Stunfisk. So beautiful. This is exactly what we want to see right here. Is my mic on? I just realized I don't see my mic. Okay. Woo. I just had to scroll down, chat. We're good. We can shield here, and I was so mad at myself. I should have called that bait. That's the most obvious bait ever. Now, we know Samurott can still survive an Earthquake, but can we survive the Earthquake plus the Dragon Breaths? And that's what it's going to come down to. Earthquake comes through, puts me real low. There's no way for me to ever get to 2 Hydro Cannons. I didn't want to take any additional Mud Shot damage. And it's 1 HP. They give me with 1 HP. So GG's, well played. I just have to call the bait. Super obvious bait. That's all I had to do to win that. Alright. Bubble Jellicent lead. So this is Flygon's my only answer here. And if they have Ice Beam, it'll basically one-shot. Definitely one-shot after the bubbles. And they have Ice Beam. I'm like, shoot, what do I do here? I panic in this one. I do panic in this one. I do not play this one right. We go for the Dragon Claw. We do get the shield, and I catch on Samurott. But what am I gonna do with Samurott? Like, Jelly's resisting everything. Luckily, they swap out into a Muck, and I'm gonna be going for the Hydro Cannon. Like that's I had no foresight in that. I guess I was thinking like Hydro Cannons, but I would need 2, and in that time they're gonna be able to land a Shadow Ball. It would have been ugly. Dark Pulse comes through, does take out my Samurott. Wanted to keep a shield. Going to be coming in, of course, with my Flygon. Just going to throw the Dragon Claw here. This was not proper timing. I should have just thrown 1 and then the Dragon Claw. But I will be able to... No, I don't get the farm down. Shoot. What do I even do here? Yeah, if I throw on proper timing there, they don't get that Dark Pulse. So I get the Incinerate lead here. And I can't really Brave Bird. And they're gonna know it's not a Brave Bird. The Bubble's definitely starting to add up. We're at the next Flame Charge. I'm gonna, of course, shield. We already know this Jellicent has double nukes. They swap out into Nidoqueen? Okay. Going for the Flame Charge bait. We do grab the shield. Actually massive. Okay. This all comes down to if Talonflame can survive this Poison Fang. And we do. We're going to get this Brave Bird off. This is going to take out the Nidoqueen. We still have Flygon with a little bit of energy. And we're just going to throw the Dragon Claw. Actually, I wanted to get to the Earth Power, but I checked it out. So GG's, well played. Holy crap. I got lucky. Like, they swapped out twice. Otherwise, I don't win that one. But GG's, well played to all my opponents. I had a lot of fun with this team. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.